Ladies and gentlemen, today is draft day on the Bullet Cast. You know the name, you know the voice, you know exactly why I'm here. And yes, we entered with draft day by my boy Drizzy Drake Aubrey Graham. I'm the Podfather, the current Bullet Cast champion. I'm joined on the line by BT Brandon Tanguma, the Canadian Destroyer. And ladies and gentlemen, this is a very exciting episode of the BC. You know, we don't really do draft things like this a lot. I mean, we've done a couple in the past, but that was a few years ago. The new current incarnation of WWE it's coming in hot this Friday with Fox coming on with Smackdown Live, and we're changing the landscape of WWE realistically and then here fictionally on the BC. But Brandon, how are you doing tonight, man?
You know, I'm doing fantastic, Phillip. We've done this once before, but last time it was kind of like we were AEW. We had every single wrestler open for us to sign, but this time it's just WWE, so it's a little harder. You got to, dig down in the crevices, but I still have confidence in my team that we're going to win.
Yes, absolutely. So, ladies and gentlemen, look, we've had this in discussion for a couple weeks now. There will be 32 picks between Brandon and myself. You get 16 male superstars, which includes one male single-star NXT call-up. You have 10 women, which includes one woman's NXT wrestler call-up. If they are a champion down in NXT, you do not get them. And then also we get 6 tag teams, and no NXT tag teams are going to be taken. So even though the Street Profits are on Monday Night Raw, they are still a part of the NXT roster. We cannot pick them. And we did a coin toss to see who would get Raw or SmackDown. Brandon won. He got Raw. And, ladies and gentlemen, he gets the WWE Championship. Not the Universal title, but the WWE title. So that means Brandon automatically gets Kofi Kingston. And then, of course, if somebody's a champion on your brand, you get them. So he automatically has Rude and Ziggler and Becky. I automatically have Bailey in the Revival, and of course he has AJ as a U.S. champ. I have Shinsuke as my Intercontinental champion. But I think all the pleasantries have been said. Brandon, are you ready to get this started?
I am ready to get this started, Phillip.
Alright, so since I don't have a champion currently, because ladies and gentlemen, we are doing away with the Universal title, it's time to bring some real prestige back to the WWE moniker. So with that being said, I do get the first overall pick. And for Antoine Live, yes, we are taking the Beast Incarnate Brock Lesnar over to Fox. Brock has a UFC background. Fox is synonymous with MMA, and they're going to be synonymous with pro wrestling sports entertainment. Brock Lesnar is my first overall draft pick, and of course he's coming over with Paul Heyman.
Well, Phillip, that's surprising that you were to pick Brock Lesnar. I think when we did our first ever draft, I picked Brock Lesnar pretty late, and you were going to touch him because you didn't think he was going to show up, and you didn't want him to, take up all your TV time. So I'm very shocked that you took him, not only just taking him, but number one overall.
Hey, Brock is a draw. People go to see Brock Lesnar whether you believe it or not. But let's hear the overall pick on Raw is Tanguma.
Oh, yeah, that just rolls right off the tongue. So I got Kofi as the WWE champ. I got AJ as the U.S. champ. So we got one heel, one babyface. I could go in many different directions. But if you know me, you know I'm a big, big fan of this person. He might be one of my favorite wrestlers of all time. So with my number one pick, second overall, I'm going to go with Daniel Bryan over on the Raw brand. He's a heel. He's been a heel, but it seems as though right now he's turning over to a babyface. I definitely think there is money in him still as a babyface. He could also go heel as well. I mean, Kofi Kingston, I think we could maybe explore that realm of him being a heel. So I will go Daniel Bryan as my, maybe not, well, I'll go with him as my centerpiece star because I like Kofi, but I think Daniel Bryan definitely can ascend to bigger heights.
Wow. Is he still telling us how wrong we are for drinking out of plastic bottles? And if he wins the WWE title back, will we get the sustainable hemp version to return?
It might have to make a return. It's a beautiful title, and I'm sitting here with my nice 40-ounce reusable water bottle. So everybody out there, don't drink plastic bottles. Not good for the environment.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is not good for the environment. I guess I'm going next. My second pick over here on Antoine Live. I know, it just rolls right off the tongue. I love it. Shout out to the graphics by Brightest Day that were made. My second pick is The Fiend Bray Wyatt. Why? It's kooky, it's weird, and you know what? I want to see The Fiend versus Brock Lesnar in the main event of a Royal Rumble for the SmackDown side. I'd love to see it. And I know Fox is very big on the Fiend, and they want that attraction over on their show, so it just makes sense.
I'm very surprised that you're going with the Fiend. I know maybe we haven't really explained, how this works. Are we drafting based on if this is like real Raw and real SmackDown, or if this is, us being the leaders over our SmackDown? So, Wyatt, SmackDown has been apparently leaning more towards the sports aspect. That's why it kind of made sense that you drafted Brock Lesnar, but then you're kind of going in the whole opposite direction with Bray Wyatt.
Yeah, man, it's kind of a little bit of both of USA and Fox, and then kind of what our tastes are. But yeah, man, I think Bray can really do something on the blue brand. I mean, come on, he was on SmackDown. He won a WWE Championship there. Although it lasted 28 days, he held the title of record, and I think we can elevate the Fiend even to newer heights on Friday nights compared to on Monday nights on the USA Network. Fox is just more edgier, than the USA Network. So that's why I picked the Fiend.
Okay, so I will go next. My second pick, I will stay in the singles men's division. I think the last draft I took him pretty high as well, shockingly. And I'll take him once again. I will go with the big dog, Roman Reigns. I know he hasn't been pushed that hard lately, which might be a good thing. He's not getting the responses he's been getting lately. Maybe it's, because people don't want to boo a man who's had cancer, but I will make them boo a man who had cancer. I will turn him heel, and he can go up against Kofi Kingston, Daniel Bryan, AJ Styles. All three of those guys I think could be top tier baby faces or top tier heroes, whatever which way you put it. But I'm going to go with Roman Reigns as my top heel in my company.
That hurt. That really hurt. Roman was my number 3. Oh my god.
I had another person that I probably would put above Roman Reigns in terms of who I think is better, but I kind of was drafting against you,
Oh,
thinking that you would probably pick the
Jesus.
big dog. So, I jumped in front of you and took the big dog, Roman Reigns. So now I just messed up your entire big board.
You have. Well, with my number 3 overall pick, I'm going to pick a guy who has been a WWE champion on the SmackDown brand, but before the brand split, Jesus Christ, came in 2016. I'm picking Seth Rollins, the Beast Slayer, the Architect. The architect of the Shield. He's coming over to the blue brand, and we're going back to heel Rollins. I want that 2015 Seth Rollins that cashed in on the Big Dog and the Beast at WrestleMania out here in the Bay Area. Let's bring back the blonde streak for all I care. I want that architect back, and I want him to be a complete monster running through everybody with the curb stomp on my blue brand.
Seth Rollins is a good pick. I was contemplating maybe taking him, but I'm a little down on him as we speak. So now moving on, my pick, my number 4 pick. I'm not going to be. We've been picking the men's single division right now. I will go to the women. And I'm going to pick Sasha Banks. We have Becky Lynch and Sasha going on a heated feud right now that might culminate at Hell in a Cell, but I'm going to keep them both on the same brand. I will go with the boss, Sasha Banks, the blueprint over on Raw.
Oh, you hit me hard. That was my number 5 overall. Well, I'm gonna go with my number 4 overall. I'm gonna go Rowdy Ronda Rousey. She has to make a return sometime, and why not be on the blue brand, coming in hot on Friday nights, taking out whoever the hell is the SmackDown Live Women's Champion at the time. I'm picking Rowdy Ronda Rousey. She's coming over to Fox.
That's a good pick as well. Now I'm going to go back to the men's singles division. I'm going to try to get more heels on my side here. And I haven't really asked you this question, but I'm going to go with the 2-for-1 because right now she isn't really a wrestler, even so she might be considered a wrestler down the line. But I will go with Andrade with Zelina Vega as my secondary top tier heel on my Raw brand.
I had Andrade on this list, but he's further down on the totem pole. Oh man. All right. I'm gonna have to make some adjustments here, moving forward. This.
I just think Andrade is just so great. His speaking obviously isn't there. He doesn't speak very good English, but I think Zelina makes up well enough for it. They can get good heat. He definitely can have great matches. I mean, right now, looking at the men's singles division, if I got Andrade going up against Kofi, AJ Styles, Daniel Bryan, even Roman Reigns, I think all of those matchups mixed together can be very well.
Okay, I believe you, man. I mean that hurt me. That hurt me really bad. My number five, I'm taking the Queen, Charlotte Flair. Why? It's simple. Her father is an absolute legend, and she's becoming a legend in her own making. 9 women's titles, the most out of any professional wrestler woman in the history of this business. I mean, it just makes sense. Let's take her. Let's make an impact on Fox. Let's run with the 10th reign, a 10-month reign for a future 10-time women's champion in Charlotte Flair.
You know, I keep saying that I don't. I think Charlotte Flair might be overrated, but I was honestly contemplating picking her in the my next round. So I'm going to stick with the women's division. I'm going to go with someone who isn't really doing a whole lot right now. So I'm maybe going to try to reinvent her, and that's going to be Asuka. We got, what is it, the Empress of Tomorrow? I don't even know what her name is. There are just so many names. I remember we went to the Raw and Smacked or not the Raw, Smackdown, the Raw in San Francisco, and they played that game where they just say everybody's nickname. It's like everybody has a nickname. It's pretty stupid, but Asuka is not stupid. She's a damn good wrestler. She can do on my show. She can have her YouTube channel. I don't care as long as Asuka performs in the ring. She can have her Kana-chan TV.
Okay, okay. Asuka, she was on my list, but she was a little further down. Why? Because she hasn't been doing anything. She and Kairi Sane have been the Kabuki Warriors or whatever, just haven't been doing anything for me. But that's fine. That's fine. My number six, we're going back to the male singles division. I'm picking King Corbin. Look, ladies and gentlemen, I've been high on this guy for years. I told you all he was going to win the King of the Ring, and he's going to do a lot more than that on the Blue brand because he's in my first ever televised main event on Fox. I'm gonna let you know what it is at the end of the draft. But King Corbin, I'm taking him.
Next, I will stay in the men's singles division as well. I was contemplating, honestly, taking him with my number one pick, and that is Kevin Owens. I've said various times on this podcast that what they've been doing with him and Shane McMahon has just completely destroyed his character, but I'm going to have hope that I can try to rebuild him. He can be a damn good babyface. He can be the top babyface in the company, honestly, but he can also be the top guy as a heel as well. I think the versatility is fantastic. We might have to rebuild him in these next weeks and months, but I will go with KO.
Okay, okay. KO wasn't even an option for me. He's been so watered down. But I'm gonna pick a guy who hears voices in his head. He has the 3 most deadly letters in all of sports entertainment. The RKO, Randall Keith Orton, is staying on SmackDown. He's coming over to Fox, and he's also in the main event on the first ever SmackDown on Fox, the first ever Antwine Live on Fox.
Okay, very, very good pick. I know I keep burying Randy Orton on the show, but I was actually contemplating taking him. So I will go next, and I'm going to pick someone who's on television right now. And I will go with Finn Balor. He's on a little bit of a hiatus, having his honeymoon, maybe cutting his hair off, going to go replenish himself. I think he's going to come back. I know you got the Fiend over on SmackDown, so he can't finish that feud, but I think the Finn Balor is also another person on my roster that can be very versatile. He can be a top heel. He can be a top babyface. So I will go with Finn.
Okay, Finn wasn't even an option for me. I kind of forgot about him. I'm not gonna lie to you. But we're gonna go with my number 8, and this is the NXT call-up. I'm taking the Blackheart of NXT, and he's about to become the Blackheart of the Blue brand. I'm taking Tommaso Ciampa. Gargano and Ciampa is gonna have to wait. Ciampa is doing bigger and better things on the main roster on primetime Friday night TV, baby.
So I will go with an NXT call-up as well. I'm not going to do a men's call-up. I honestly kind of assumed you're going to go with the Velveteen Dream. Why would you go Ciampa over Dream?
Here's why. I mean, Ciampa, he had a great run as the NXT champion. I think there's more for Patrick Clark to do down at NXT. I really do. I think he needs a run with the big belt down there. I want to see the Velveteen Dream as the NXT champion, main eventing takeover after takeover, and countless NXTs on USA. I really believe he has that ability, and he's only what 23, 24. He has light years ahead of him to be on the blue and red brands, but I think he can really do something down in NXT.
I agree with that. He's so young. He has a long time to go. I will go with my NXT call-up, but I'm not going to go with the men. I'm going to go with the women. I'm going to go on with someone who I don't even think has ever been on NXT television before, but she's on NXT UK. She was a former NXT UK champion, and I think she could honestly be the top person in my entire promotion, and that is Tony Storm. It's Tony time over on Raw.
Wow, you said NXT UK, but I'm glad you said she had never been on NXT before because I was getting a little scared. I was getting a little scared you're gonna take one of my picks, you know. But Tony Storm, you know, she's a hell of a worker. She recently lost the woman's title in the UK to what I can't even think of the girl's name. But I'm a fan of Tony Storm. I like what she's done. She's had some awesome matches in Japan. I think she'd be a great addition to the Raw Women's roster. As we move on to my number 9, he debuted on SmackDown in 2002 against Kurt Angle. He ushered in ruthless aggression. I'm picking the franchise player, Big Match John Cena.
Interesting pick. You got both Cena and Lesnar, definitely part-time guys, and even Bray Wyatt, who maybe not might not be a part-time guy, but he's somebody who's not going to be on the show every single week wrestling and filling time like that.
Yeah, I have a lot of big match main eventers, sure, but I'm really gonna focus on this mid card division. That's where my interest is. I want to make this IC title mean something again, man.
All right, all right. I think I will go with somebody in the men's singles division. I think right now he is in the mid card, but we can elevate him. I don't even know when the last time we've seen him on television, but I picked Andrade with Zelina. I think this can be a damn good first match, backstage and in ring aspects. We got Aleister Black. We got the man coming up with the creaky ramp thingy. He's a vampire, whatever he is, but I'm going to go with Aleister Black. I think he is a phenomenal talent, definitely underutilized.
Wow, I forgot about Aleister Black too. That just goes to show how much talent WWE has that we don't see often. Yeah, man, that's a hell of a pick.
And you scoffed at me for pulling up Wikipedia and looking at the rosters.
I had mine set weeks in advance. Okay.
But I think I'm definitely winning right now.
I don't know, man. I'm picking a guy who made his return last night. He's dipping in that Russian pool. He likes that little bit of strawberry. I'm going with Bobby Lashley, the almighty Bobby Lashley, a former Intercontinental Champion. I think he can win the title again, possibly even main event on Fox coming up here in the near future.
Okay, okay, I'm feeling you. I think I'm gonna go and stick. Or not. I think I'm going to jump back to the women's division. Surprisingly, neither one of us has taken a single tag team besides the tag team champions that were given, which might show that the tag team division is not very much of a priority in WWE. But I will go with another woman wrestler, and I will go with Asuka's tag team partner. But we're not going to have any tag teams in here. We're just going to have straight singles women's action. We're going to have Kairi Sane, the Pirate Princess. She can be a damn good babyface. We haven't seen her what she can do as a heel, but I think having her as a babyface, Asuka as a heel, as maybe the first feud going forward between those two when we split up the Kabuki Warriors, I think that could be a damn good first step in this feud.
Wow. Okay. Okay.
I mean,
I
I'm
see
my,
you.
my women's division right now is stacked. We got Becky Lynch, Sasha Banks, Asuka, Tony Storm, and Kairi Sane. I mean, come on, that's by far the best women's division in wrestling. Period. Maybe outside of
Oh,
Japan.
okay. Okay. I have some women coming up a little bit later. I mean, but for right now, I'm sticking with the male singles side, and I'm picking the Scottish Terminator, Drew McIntyre. He's been built up to do a lot of big things recently, but he hasn't executed on them. He's gonna execute and deliver on Friday nights.
All right, I was very high on Drew McIntyre. I think I might have even picked him when we did our first draft. I don't even know if he was Drew McIntyre. He might have still been Drew Galloway down in TNA, but I think that's a really good pick, and I will go in the men's singles division as well. Someone who might be a little shorter than Drew McIntyre, but I think he has a lot of potential, and that is my boy Shorty G, Chad Gable.
Oh, why'd you do that?
I had to. I mean, I
What?
know you probably want to finish off that feud between Gable and your boy, King Corbin, but I think he's too good of a talent to pass up.
Why did you do that? I can't believe you really just did that to me. I
I had to draft my boy Shorty G.
I have to make some adjustments now. I mean, coming up, my number 12, I'm picking Buddy Murphy. You know how much I love Buddy effing Murphy. The guy's talented. He has a better bicycle knee than that hack Kenny Omega. And I think Buddy Murphy can really do some great things over here on Friday nights in the main event scene or even in the Intercontinental Championship scene.
Well, you picked Buddy Murphy. I was almost going to maybe stick in kind of that cruiserweight division type, but I'm going to go with someone who might be a little bigger, a little thicker, and I think he can be a damn good heel. He was flirting with maybe being a babyface a few weeks ago. I'm going to go with Samoa Joe. Surprising that he's still on the board, but I will take the Samoan submission machine.
You know, honest to God, forgot about Samoa Joe yet again. Yet again. Okay, I see you.
Because of your big board and forgetting people, I was able to pick up Samoa Joe, Finn Balor, and Aleister Black. I mean, I'll take that all day.
That's fine. You know what? But I'm gonna pick a guy that had a feud with Samoa Joe earlier this year. I'm taking Rey Mysterio with me. Why? He's an absolute legend. The guy's 45 years old and can still go. I think we can do something. And plus, Brock Lesnar just attacked Rey Mysterio's son. That's a feud that we can see play out on a SmackDown segment on a pay-per-view.
Quite possibly. I mean, I don't know how Mr. Dominic Mysterio, how his training's going along, but he looked pretty good taking those suplexes from Brock Lesnar, I will say.
From Big Boy Brock, absolutely, absolutely. So what else you got?
Well, I think we're going to stick in the men's singles division, and I will go with Ricochet. I think he's good. I think he still needs some work on the promos, but I think the in-ring will deliver quite enough. Maybe even give him a mouthpiece. I don't know exactly who that would be. Maybe just a straight-up manager. Maybe have a valet, a page type, or someone who can talk for him, but I will go with Ricochet.
Okay, all right, all right. I feel you. Ricochet, that's fine. I'm gonna pick a guy. His name starts with an R too. I'm gonna take Rusev. You know why? Because we got some bad blood boiling with Bobby Lashley and Rusev. Makes for a great feud. I love it. I'm ready for it.
I mean, we can talk about the feud in depth on the Bulletcast a little later this week, but
Thursday,
I mean,
yes, yes.
that doesn't get much hotter than that. You got the man stealing your wife and just making out in front of you in front of like millions of people. I mean, you got to do something about that.
You really do, and I'm excited for what Bobby Lashley is going to do to Rusev coming up. You know, I I'm picking Bobby Lashley winning the feud overall.
Okay. So I'm gonna go continuing in that men's singles division. I'm gonna go with someone who's definitely in the middle of the card. He's been surprisingly good in getting over with the crowd, but I think I'm going to turn him heel here. I'm going to also take a 2-for-1 here. I'm going to go with The Miz and Maurice. I think right now, Maurice did have the baby. Congrats to them, beautiful baby girl. But hopefully she can come back and they can be a parent together because I thought that was a fantastic duo with them being heels. And I think right now I'm a little light on the heel side, but I will pick Miz and Maurice.
Okay, okay, that's fine. That's fine. You know, Miz, a former United States champion. I'm picking another former United States champion. I'm taking R-Truth, the king of the 24/7 championship, the 19-time 24/7 champion. He's coming over to Fox, baby.
I will be going over to the women's division because my women's division right now is pretty stacked, and I say that she's very underrated, kind of jokingly, but I am very serious. I think Sonya Deville is not that bad. Yes, she might not be in that top tier of women, but I think she has a good MMA base. I think she can, get over. Maybe her promos have a little bit to be desired, like Mandy. But I will go with Sonya. Maybe Mandy gets picked up later. Who knows?
Okay, okay. I feel you. I feel you, man. I see what you're doing. Um, I'm gonna go Carmella. I'm gonna go Carmella. She's a 24/7 title champion holder, and the pairing she has with R-Truth. You can't break that up. That's like breaking up Keenan and Kel. You just can't. I mean, it's been done. Keenan and Kel's been broken up. I shouldn't say that, but you know what I mean. You just can't break it up.
You just can't. So I'm going to continue in the women's division, and I will pick another wrestler who I think has been vastly underutilized. You can say that for a majority of the women's division who's not in the Four Horsewomen, but I will go with Ember Moon. I think she's fantastic. We haven't really explored her as a heel. We could maybe see that later on down the line, but I will go with Ember Moon.
Wow, you did I have Ember Moon? I think you're stealing all of my picks here, man.
Well, I don't know what your big board looks like. I'm just going based off who I want. And right now,
Okay.
this women's division stacked. Everybody, maybe for the exception of Sonya Deville, can have fantastic matches.
Okay. Yeah. All right, that's fine, man. My number 17. He's the Intercontinental Champion Shinsuke Nakamura with Sami Zayn, because that's his manager. Shinsuke. He's been impressing me as of late. He's a little lower on the board because he hasn't really been doing anything with the IC title lately. But I think we can elevate him. I really do. Let's make this the workhorse title again.
All right, I'm going to go over to the men's division. I'm going to pick someone I think you didn't even consider because he's been a little MIA because he's had an injury. His early push has been up and down, start and stop, but I need some heels, and I think he can be a damn good one as well. I will go with Lars Sullivan.
Ew. No, no, nobody wants that.
I think Lars Sullivan is not that bad. I think he's a good character. I mean, he almost kind of reminds me of Baron Corbin a little bit, just because he's a heel. He knows he's a heel. He's not trying to be ironic, and I think in this division where you got all these good baby faces, I think all you need is a strong heel to go against a strong baby face, and I think Sullivan is a strong heel.
He reminds you of King Corbin.
Yeah, because he's a no nonsense heel. He doesn't go for cheers. He's not Adam Cole, baby, who, as much as I love him, sometimes he can, be a little ironic and tries to get the cute little laughs from the crowd.
Um, Look, King Corbin is generational talent. Lars Sullivan, he's a generational talent on message boards, on muscle message boards on Reddit, or whatever he was doing that got him in trouble. Like, look, no, I don't want to hear that. I really don't. My number 18 is the SmackDown Live Women's Champion Bayley. It's Bayley. I like what she's been doing. She hasn't left her bright colors and thinks she's doing right, even though we all know she's doing wrong. I enjoy that character and just keeping a kid friendly, but being obnoxious to the adults. I like that. I really do.
Well, I just assumed you already got Bayley because she is the SmackDown Women's Champion, so I just
Yeah,
kind of already wrote her down. I didn't even know that was considered a pick. So does that mean I have to pick Becky Lynch?
I mean, you have to say the name because you already. She's that's considered a pick. That's taking up a
Okay,
spot.
fine then. I guess then I have to pick Becky Lynch, and then I have to pick Kofi. And I have to pick Rude and Ziggler for my next three picks.
I mean, don't just throw them all out there at once.
Oh, I got to make people wait for it.
Sure, why not?
Okay, so with my next pick, I'm going to steal the Raw Women's Champion, Becky Lynch. I think this is a great steal for how late I was able to get her. She's a fantastic talent, generational talent, one might say. Shocked she's still on the board, but I'm taking Becky Lynch.
I mean, you can do that. I'm taking members of a Samoan dynasty. I'm taking them Usos, bro. After what we saw Friday night at All Pro Wrestling War at the Shore, it makes me just grow an even greater appreciation for the Samoan dynasty and the Anawai wrestling family. I'm taking these Usos, bro. I'm taking these Fatu boys.
All right, I will take a tag team as well, my first tag team. And I think you kind of was given this one to me because I have AJ as my U.S. champ, but I will go with the club, Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows. I think we can also, put in Finn in there as well. Maybe we can do a full-on club reunion, but I will go with the club, Gallows and Anderson.
Okay. Okay, that's fine. You want to take those boys? I will officially pick the Revival, the SmackDown Live Tag Team Champions. Dash and Dawson, they're great talents. They're a throwback to Tully and Arn, the Brainbusters back in the day, tearing it up in the WWF, or even just being Tully and Arn tearing it up in the NWA and winning those tag titles. I love what these guys can do. Like I said, they're a real throwback, and they're gonna bring that element of tag team wrestling to Friday nights.
I'm going to stick in the tag team division again. I will go kind of similar route to you, a Southern tag team, but they're a little older now. They haven't been on TV in a long, long time, but I think they can have one last run in them. I will go with the Hardy Boys. I don't know how you want to put it. I'll, leave the creative up to Matt if he wants to be broken, if he wants to be Hardy 2.0, whatever he wants to be. I'm going to go with Matt and Jeff, the Hardy Boys.
That hurt. That really did. That really did. I was gonna take Jeff as a single star, but
I,
Okay.
I just think right now they're both kind of, up there in age. I don't want to, especially Matt, I don't want to put too much pressure on them. Jeff Hardy's coming off of an injury and his, demons are apparently creeping back with him. So I'm just going to, ease him into the tag team division. Maybe later on down the road, maybe, in a year or two, we can maybe break them off and they can have one run, maybe just with Jeff. But I think as of right now, just kind of ease him into the tag team division.
That's fine. That's fine. My final NXT call up is a woman. I'm taking Rhea Ripley. I mean, when I first saw her, I thought, oh my god, this chick is badass. I mean, she has a great theme song. She has a great look. She has the physical stature that dominates over most women in the division. And she could be a nice heater for somebody, kind of what China was to HBK back in the day. I think she could do that very well. So I'm picking Rhea Ripley, man.
I do love Rhea Ripley. I've said it many, many times on my Under the Radar show, which you can check out. Dropping next Tuesday. We're taking the week off because of all the stuff going on. But I think Rhea Ripley is a damn good talent. I think she can be a strong heel or a strong babyface. Maybe a little, oversized to be a babyface, almost kind of like Nia Jax. But I think she definitely can be a strong heel going forward.
Okay. Okay. I
Good
feel
pick.
you.
I mean, she was on my NXT call up big board, but then when I kind of remembered Tony Storm, I was like, you know what? She's someone I can't pass up. I think Tony and Rhea are definitely. I mean, they had a nice feud for the NXT Women's Championship. That's how Tony won the championship. So they can do some good things. But I will go in the men's tag team division once again, and I'm just going to kind of round it out. I know, shockingly, I'm going to take the Raw Tag Team Champions because apparently I have to make this official. Roode and Ziggler. I'm not really wanting to pick them, but I'm kind of forced to pick them, so there you go.
What's wrong with Rude and Ziggler, man?
I mean, it's Roode and Ziggler. I mean, Roode has been doing, I think, okay. I think he's getting a little bit of a push recently. Ziggler, he's kind of been there and done that for me. If it was up to me, he would just be, like Zack Ryder.
Well, did you pick Zack Ryder?
I'm not going to pick. Maybe I will, but not right now. I already made my pick.
Uh, Spoiler alert: Zack Ryder was not picked over here on Fox at all. At all. All right, we're gonna move on. We're gonna keep with the women's division, and I'm taking Mandy Rose, the woman who was on the cover of Maxim Australia. She's coming over to Fox. Yeah.
So I will go with the sticking with my tag team division, really trying to fill that out right now. I'm going to go with someone who is in love with Mandy, and that's my boy Otis. Great follow on Instagram. Definitely should check him out. I will go with Heavy Machinery with Otis and Take. That was a terrible impression of him, but I tried.
Take. I love it. They crack me. They crack me up, man. That was great. That was funny. That was really good. All right, we're gonna keep it with the women's division. I'm taking Natalia. She's a heart. She's a part of a legendary family. It's only right that we keep her on Fox. We bring her over here. We shine what she can really do. That's what I'm here for.
Okay. I think I will stick in that women's division. I'm going to go with someone who hasn't really proven herself. We haven't seen her in a long time. Apparently, she's supposed to be doing some sort of, reinvention of her character. I'm going to go with Liv Morgan. I think character-wise, she can be really good. In-ring-wise, still a little bit to be desired. She's a little undersized, but I will go with Liv Morgan.
Okay. I forgot all about Liv Morgan. I'm not gonna lie to you. Is
And
she
this is why you got to pull up the Wikipedia page.
is she bringing Enzo with her?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Maybe she brings Tyler Bate. If she brings Tyler Bate, I'm all down for that. Tyler Bates. He's a very strong boy.
Oh. Oh my. All right. All right. My number 24. She's not like most girls. We're taking Nia Jax. When she's ready to return, when she's ready to come back into in-ring action, she's debuting on Fox on the hottest wrestling show in the world. Not your NXTs, your Monday Night Raws, or your AEWs, or your Impacts. Smackdown, Antoine live on Fox.
I was considering to take Nia Jax, but I just don't like what she's been doing recently. Kind of like what I said about Rhea Ripley. She's kind of too big to be a babyface, but then she's also like too nice to be a heel. She just doesn't come across as believable. So I just think she's kind of in that middle ground where I just don't really think I can do anything with her. Yes, she has the history of injuring people, which I'm going to try to stay away from. I think it would have been a nice storyline to get her and Becky together, and we could really pay that feud off. But I will go with Nia Jax's best friend. I will go with Alexa Bliss. Surprisingly, no one has taken her yet. I know she's a little undersized, almost like Liv Morgan, but she's a good personality. I think she can even be a valet or a manager for a men or a tag team. So I will go with Alexa Bliss.
Oh my, Lexi, I'm sorry. I can't really have Alexa, backstage. The whole thing with Buddy. I don't want any conflicts. So yeah, I respectfully declined Miss Bliss's services. Yeah.
Well, Philip, who are you going to pick next?
Oh, the modern day Maharaja. I gotta have my boy Jinder Mahal on the show, on the A show. I mean, this guy was the WWE champion. I mean, come on. If we really look back at Jinder's run as WWE champion, wasn't all that bad. I mean, God, we've seen worse. We have seen worse WWE championship reigns. We've seen worse world title reigns in general. Jinder was not that bad.
I think he was that bad. He was not the best. Maybe he was the worst
I can
SmackDown Live champion ever.
I can name 5 worse world champions than Jinder Mahal right now. I could. I really could.
Go for it.
Oh, David Arquette. Jeff Jarrett. As an IC guy, I see it. I'm not really Vince Russo. Boom, there we go. Psycho Sid. There's another one. And you know what? I'll say it. I will. I'll just go with Hulk Hogan.
Hot takes out here.
Yeah, I said it. Boom.
So I will go next, and I will round out my 10th and final woman. This was between two women. I think in the end, I will go with Nikki Cross. Shout out to Sean Stewart. Loves himself some Nikki Cross. I was between her and Ruby Riott. I think they are good in either a face or a heel in a heel or face role. I have Alexa. You can have them as a tag team or a couple, whatever. They can wrestle. And I will go with Nikki and maybe turn a heel and have Alexa be a full-fledged babyface.
Well, I do love to cheer Alexa Bliss, so I might have to tune in to Tanguma is Raw, whatever the hell that show's name is. But yeah, man, we're gonna keep going. My number 26, I'm picking Apollo Crews. He didn't do anything in NXT. I thought there was gonna be some real promise with this guy, and he hasn't really found his footing. I mean, sure, there was a Titus Worldwide in the beginning, but it hasn't worked out, man. So I want him to really flirt with this mid card scene over here on Fox. Brennan.
Sorry, I'm trying to go over my big board and I'm trying to talk and I'm muting my microphone. I'm just trying to do too many things at one time. I do like Apollo Crews. I think he's a good talent. I like his little run he had in NXT, and I'll give you that one. That's a good pick there, Philip.
I tried.
So I'm gonna go.
I tried.
Okay, good job. I will go a little bit off the beaten path here. I'm gonna go with the team who probably you're not even going to think of as a tag team. Well, I guess you think of kind of as tag team. I'm going to go for a threefer. I'm going to go with Lucha House Party. I know. You might scoff at it.
Oh,
you might laugh at them.
My God.
But they are, in-ring wise, if you can rebuild them, they are damn good wrestlers. And then eventually you can all split them up and they can be, 3 guys. I mean, if you look at my men's tag team division, they're pretty much all, undersized guys except for Sullivan and Reigns. So I'm going to go with Lucha House Party.
Oh, my God. That was one of my picks, man. It's one of my picks.
Surprising. I'm shocked you even know Lucha House Party still existed.
Grandmaster League is awesome, Jesus Christ. All right, you know what? My 27, I'm picking Mickie James, Milfy James, if you want to go that route. I mean, she's a legend, she's done everything there is to do in this business. I want her to have a true final run with the woman's title on SmackDown. I believe she can do it, I believe she can still get the job done. That's why I'm picking Mickie James.
My next pick, I will go with Kofi Kingston, the WWE champion. I think it's more another one where I'm not picking him because I think he's the best person in the world, but I think Kofi as a WWE champion, I don't think he's going to last too long on my brand. I think I was going to take the title off him eventually, maybe take it off with Andrade or some other heel, then we can build up somebody else. But I think Kofi, really good talent, but maybe not long for that WWE championship spot.
Hey, he's not long for it in real life either, especially what's going to happen on Friday night. All right, but we're going to move on. I'm going to the tag team division. I'm picking the B team, Bo Dallas and Curtis Axel. I mean, look, Curtis Axel's decorated tag team champion. Bo Dallas, this guy was an NXT champion. I mean, come on. I think if we get rid of the silliness and let's have some real seriousness going on with these guys, I think they could be like a dominating tag team like tag teams were back in the territory days. They just go through team after team after team, just dominating the roster. I believe these guys can do that.
I will give you the B team. I don't think they are all that special. I mean, they kind of are defined. I know I'm picking other people that have been defined down, but I just think that they've been defined so far down that it's going to be hard to build them back up. But, Philip, I have faith in you that you can do something with the B team.
I can do something with all the teams. Who do you have?
I have, to round out my tag team division, so I have the women and tag team division all filled up. I will go with the New Day. Obviously Kofi's a part of the New Day, but the tag team portion of it with Biggie and Xavier Woods. I think I'd break them up sooner rather than later. I know they've been together for a long time. It would be nice to maybe have a team that's together forever. You never see them break up, but I do think Biggie is a star in the making. Vince saw him at an early age and thought this guy could have been really good. Put him up with Ziggler and AJ. Didn't really work out all that well, but I think this time it can work. I will go with the New Day in the tag team division.
Okay. Okay. I feel you. I feel you. We're going to go with the tag team division again. I'm going with the Colognes. I know. Who are they? Primo and Epico. These guys are former WWE Tag Team Champions. I mean, they had a tag title match at, WrestleMania 28? Like, come on. I mean, I know they've been Los Matadores and all these other things, but I believe in the Colognes. I mean, they're very talented, and, Carlito, if he's a talented guy, he's just lazy. And Primo and Epico, I don't think they're lazy, but they are damn good in the ring. So I'm picking these guys.
Okay, so now all I got is my remaining men's singles division. So I'm going to go with another person who's been undervalued, I think, a little bit. He has been getting some TV time. I'm going to go with Ali. I think Ali has done some damn good promos. I liked his character work, the vignettes he was doing, coming off his injury and coming back, but then just nothing really came about it. I think Ali is another one of those guys who can be really good. Once again, kind of undersized. I think he's definitely more fitted for that face role, so I'm going to go with Ali.
All right, I'm going to round out my women's division. I'm taking Tamina. I've always believed in Tamina. I've always thought she could really do something in the women's division, and I believe she could run roughshod over this roster with the women's title. Honest to God, I do.
I mean, I know you like yourself some Tamina, so I just kind of assumed you were going to pick her, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
So now,
yeah.
My second to last men's singles pick. If you've seen, I haven't picked somebody yet. I haven't had to do my call up yet, but I'm going to stick to the main roster right now. I'm going to go with someone who hasn't been on TV in a while. He's injured. I think he's going to come back for one last, possibly great run as a heel. I'm going to go with Sheamus. I need some heels. I think Sheamus is another one of those guys who can, I know I'm kind of playing off the internet, portion of it to where maybe people don't like him because he's not this, the best worker in the world, but I think he can be a good heel going up against some of my baby faces.
Okay. I see you. Honest, I forgot about Sheamus. I know Wikipedia should have looked it up. Yeah, I have tag teams left, and after he took Lucha House Party, I was forced to go with Hawkins and Ryder. I mean, look, they're former tag team champions. They were edgeheads. They were part of La Familia, one of the greatest stables in the history of wrestling. I believe they can do something on Fox. Brandon, who else you got?
Well, this is my last pick. Correct, Phillip?
Yeah.
So my last pick, I have to pick a NXT wrestler. And I had a bunch of different people out there have been handcuffed. You can't take the Undisputed Era because they're all champs. I've said this on the podcast many times. I'm very high on this person. Might be Mr. Irrelevant on my brand right now because I picked him last, but he definitely is not going to be irrelevant once we get to TV. And Philip, I think you know who I'm going to call up to NXT.
Bro.
Yep. I'm
Boo!
picking Matt Riddle. I think Matt Riddle, I know we say it as a meme now, but he is so good. He's a generational talent. I know people, he might rub you the wrong way. He's kind of the stoner dude, but I think Matt Riddle is just fantastic. I mean, he can be a heel, but I think definitely money is in him as a babyface. I would have him win the Rumble, main event WrestleMania on my brand, and be the champion going forward. I mean, just looking at my roster, if we take Andrade, get Kofi with the championship off him, have Andrade hold it for a long time, Riddle, Andrade, WrestleMania, make it happen.
Okay, first of all, the Rumble's co-branded, so I'm gonna have Jinder Mahal throw him out automatically. Let's start that right now.
I don't think so. I think I'm gonna tell Riddle to Vince might say Jinder's winning, but shoot on him, brother, and toss him out. He can't do anything about it.
Call me when your boy wins a world championship. Okay.
I guess I'll call you tomorrow.
He's what? My last pick, I have to round out the whole roster tag team. I'm taking the Ascension.
Oh, damn, that's a steal for you, brother.
I'm taking. Here's why: they were dominant years ago in NXT, and they've lost their way over the last couple years. They really, really have. They were dabbling with the cosmic wasteland of Stardust, and all that other good stuff. But I feel like they need to get their mean streak back. And Connor, he's put on a few pounds, quite a few pounds, so I'm going to have them hitting the gym pretty hard, getting a nice eating and workout regimen going. And then I'm thinking late 2019 or early 2020 is when they re-debut to the WWE Universe.
Okay, I mean Ascension, they were okay in NXT. They were kind of like the Road Warriors of that division. They just kind of ran through everybody, so you really couldn't see what they were capable of. Yeah, I mean they've put on a couple LBs. They've been kind of jobbers and they've been kind of comedy guys. But I mean, is there something there? Maybe. I'm not going to sit here and say they can be the top tag team in the division, but I think they're good worker. I mean, maybe not good workers, but I think they can have a suitable match and they can put some teams over.
Yeah. I mean, it's something that I dug to the depths of, like, oh my god, the bar is no longer together. Like, who can I really get? And so I chose these guys. But I told you guys I was gonna tell you what my main event was, and we are gonna have a singles title on SmackDown. It's gonna be a heavyweight title. The big gold is making its way back into the WWE. It's coming back onto your TV screens, ladies and gentlemen. And my main event to crown the new World Heavyweight Champion on Friday night is Seth Rollins versus Randy Orton versus King Corbin versus Rusev. Yeah. Yeah, man.
Okay. Okay, I mean,
What's your main event looking like?
my main event. So you saying like my main event for like Raw or like my WrestleMania main event? Because now that I looked over it, I think I'm changing my pick. I think Roman Reigns is turning heel on Kofi Kingston, and we're giving the big dog a big run with that big old WWE Championship, and he's gonna have a reign of terror until Matt Riddle comes by and shuts him up.
You really don't want anybody to watch that show, do you?
I mean, we can go over the rosters right now. If you want to read your roster off
Dude,
right
look,
now,
I'm gonna tell you this right. I'm gonna tell you this right now. Hold on. If ever in any point in time, whichever show it is, that Matt Riddle is in the main event scene and he wins that title, you get to cover that show. I won't watch it. I'm telling you that right now.
well, make sure to listen to Under the Radar next Tuesday when Matthew Riddle takes on Adam Cole for the NXT Championship.
If he wins that title tomorrow night, I will throw up. Yes.
Pixar didn't happen.
That's nasty, man. I don't know why you want to see that. All right, so I'm gonna go over my overall roster. I have Brock Lesnar, The Fiend, Bray Wyatt, Seth Rollins, Ronda Rousey, Charlotte Flair, Baron Corbin, King Corbin, Randy Orton, my NXT call-up, Tommaso Ciampa, John Cena, Bobby Lashley, Drew McIntyre, Buddy Murphy, Rey Mysterio, Rusev, R-Truth, Carmella, the Intercontinental Champion, Shinsuke Nakamura with Sami Zayn. I have the SmackDown Live Women's Champion, Bayley. I have the Usos. I have the SmackDown Live Tag Team Champions, The Revival. NXT Women's call-up is Rhea Ripley. I have Mandy Rose. I have Natty. I have Nia Jax, Jinder Mahal, Apollo Crews, Mickey James, the B-Team, the Colognes, Tamina, Hawkins Ryder, and the Ascension. Brandon, it's your turn.
Well, I will read off my list based on division, and we already know that I won. I mean, come on, it's not even a comparison. I mean, let's just go over this. So I got the men's division. My champion as of this moment, but we've already said I'm going to take the title off of him, is Kofi Kingston. We got the U.S. champion, AJ Styles. Then we got Daniel Bryan, Roman Reigns, Andrade with Zelina Vega, Kevin Owens, Finn Balor, Aleister Black, Chad Gable, Samoa Joe, Ricochet, Miz and Maurice, Lars Sullivan, Ali, Sheamus, and my NXT call-up, Matt Riddle. Then moving on to the women's division, we got the champion, Becky Lynch. Sasha Banks is going to be her challenger going forward, obviously, on that one. Then we got Asuka, Toni Storm coming up from NXT, Kairi Sane, Sonya Deville, Ember Moon, Liv Morgan, Alexa Bliss, and Nikki to round out the women's division. And the tag team division, the champs right now, Rude and Ziggler. And then we got Gallows and Anderson, the Hardy Boys, Heavy Machinery, Lucha House Party, and The New Day. So let us know who you think won, but we all know it was me, so.
Okay.
Whatever.
Okay. I mean, Brock, Fiend, Rollins, Orton, Corbin. I mean, you hear those names? I mean, you have a nice little roster, you know. But the amount of world champions I have on mine, it's bar none, man. It really is. Really, really is.
It's okay. I'll just have the best wrestlers in the world.
Seth Rollins is one of the best wrestlers in the world.
Daniel Bryan's better, even after all his injuries.
Wow. Okay. All right. Okay. You would have those hot takes. That's fine. That's okay.
I mean, if you even look at, women's division and the tag team division, not even close. I mean, my women's division poo-poos on your women's division. I mean,
I have Ronda Rousey.
Come
That's
on.
all I need.
She barely has 10 fingers.
Okay, her finger has been fixed. It's fine. I have Ronda. I have Charlotte. I mean, come on, Charlotte Flair. You talk about generational talent, man. Oh, my
I
God.
got Toni Storm and Matt Riddle being called up from NXT.
Nobody cares about Matt Riddle. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Toni Storm, she's okay.
She's okay.
She's barely even at you know. You know what I mean? You know what? Maybe
I guess someone hasn't seen Toni Storm wrestle.
I've seen her wrestle. It's you know. You know what? Here's this. How about this? Maybe Fox just airs this SmackDown on Monday nights, and we have another Monday Night War. Maybe we just do that, and we see who the viewers want. Maybe we just do that.
Maybe we will just do that.
Oh my God.
We'll buy airtime. We'll buy all these talents up, and we'll just run our own damn show.
There you go. You know. Somebody can win the Bullet Cast title. You never know. You know, if I ever ran a promotion, I would never book Matt Riddle to win a championship. There, I'm just telling you that right now. All right,
just book yourself to win.
Well, hey, hold on there. I'm not one of those people. Okay, I don't book myself to win. I overcome the odds, and that's just what happened. You never know. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for listening to the Bullet Cast Draft. Tomorrow night, Wednesday, the war is upon us. All Elite Wrestling versus WWE NXT. Which one will you be watching? Who wins the ratings war in night one? And then Thursday, Brandon and myself will return to talk about everything that happened in the week that was in the BC. Lashley and Lana, the ratings of All Elite Wrestling. NWA Power, that's going to be streaming on Facebook October 8th, 2019. All of that and more, plus our predictions for Hell in the Cell that's happening later this week on Sunday.
This has been the Bulletcast. Thank you for listening.